in either stance, that's a real problem for Canelo because he will just be switching, and you don't know where the shots are coming from, and it's so easy for him to do so. And I think the thing that really made me appreciate him is there's many times where I've seen people try and trade with him and slug it out, and
I don't know if it's reachable for him. If anybody can do it, it's him, and I'm contradicting myself. I just don't see it happening, you know. Could it happen? Yeah, it's boxing.
Terence Crawford is said to be training with former champion Gennady Golovkin as he gets ready to face Canelo Alvarez. Reports suggest the two are working closely to improve Crawford's punching power, timing, and ring strategy. With Golovkin's wealth of experience behind him, this partnership could give Crawford the boost he needs for one of the biggest and toughest challenges of his career. When experts talk about Terence Crawford, they don't see a typical boxer. They see a special talent who combines speed, timing, and a sharp eye for reading opponents. Crawford is famous for switching stances with ease and adjusting during a fight, something very few fighters can do well. Many call his boxing IQ exceptional, as he breaks down opponents with careful precision. His ability to adapt and stay aware in the ring makes him stand out, and for many, Crawford isn't just great, he's remarkable in how he controls fights with both skill and strategy.
But if there is anyone who can do it, it's Terence Bud Crawford, a man who survived getting shot in the head, for God's sakes. Like, he is not normal. He is a wizard of boxing. He's got genius IQ, one of the smartest boxers I've ever seen, and he can do it all. He's had over 40 fights. I can't ever remember seeing him like shook or worried, or, I mean, this is, you know, trained killers trying to take his head off, and he never looks out of pocket. He is like a rapper who just turns up and figures out his lines on the fly and still makes it sound like the best song you've ever heard. Like, that's how amazing he is. Like, I've never seen anyone who can fight out both stances the way Crawford can. I mean, he looks so natural in either stance. That's a real problem for Canelo because he will just be switching, and you don't know where the shots are coming from, and it's so easy for him to do so. And I think the thing that really made me appreciate him is there's many times where I've seen people try and trade with him and slug it out, and you know, when they stand in the pocket and they just go for it. And even in those situations where usually both of you are getting hit, he still manages to hit and not get hit. It's like he's in the Matrix. And this isn't against average fighters. This is against the best in the world at 4 different weight classes. And he's made it look easy pretty much every time he's moved up. I think in the Errol Spence fight, that was a fight that was supposed to be 50-50. The pressure was on. A lot of people thought he was going to lose that fight. He made that look like a boxing lesson. And the reason is when Errol Spence would throw a punch and not get out of the pocket quick enough, he would make him pay every single time. And if people are worried about Canelo's feet being slow, if there's anyone who can punish that, it's Terence Bud Crawford. In terms of weaknesses, these guys, they don't really have weaknesses. They've just got things that they maybe not as amazing at. That's the level we're talking here. Canelo has been accused of being a bit of a slow starter, and, you know, that could be a problem in this fight.
McCall Fox recently broke down the upcoming fight between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, stressing that Crawford's only real disadvantage is weight. Moving up against a naturally bigger, stronger fighter like Canelo is no small challenge. The size difference could let Canelo use his physical strength to slow Crawford down and make exchanges tougher, but according to Fox, in almost every technical area, Crawford holds the upper hand. His footwork creates angles that frustrate aggressive fighters. His jab is sharp and accurate, setting up combinations and throwing opponents off rhythm. His timing is world-class, allowing him to strike at the smallest openings. On top of that, his ring IQ is among the best in boxing today. He adjusts mid-fight and changes tactics with ease. Fox believes that if Crawford can handle Canelo's physical pressure and avoid getting controlled by power shots, his overall skills could take over. In that case, Crawford has a very real chance to outbox and beat the Mexican superstar.
I would like to see Bud pull it off. The thing about it is, I think the only disadvantage Bud really has is the weight. I think he has all the skills and attributes that are required to beat a guy like Canelo Alvarez. Canelo's kind of flat-footed. You've seen the fights with Bivol and Laura and even School, who didn't do much, but you see that movement irritates Canelo. You know what I'm saying? When dudes that know how to control the range and stuff like that, he didn't look like the world beater. You know what I mean? The motherfucker that sat in front of him, them dudes that sat in front of him, we see what he did with him. You know what I mean? But guys like Bivol, who was bigger, but he bouncing in and out. Laura, motherfucking landing counter lefts, and he's circling out, and that shit was fucking with Canelo. Floyd, it probably killed Taylor that Floyd was always only an inch away.
Yep.
Just a little step back, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, God, I feel like I missed by a mile.
That's crazy because he didn't use no movement.
Right.
He stood in the pocket on it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Triple G was. You said G? Triple G?
No. I said Floyd didn't use no movement.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Yeah. He was always where he needed to be in the ring. He was always where he needed to be in the ring. I'm in there to land, then I'm just right here. In there to land, but now I'm right here. It was a bad motherfucker, Joe. Like that's what we never gotta understand. Floyd was a bad motherfucker. But the movement, having good feet under you, helps against Canelo.
When new photos of Terence Crawford's physique appeared online, fans reacted with both curiosity and doubt. The images showed him in top shape with a noticeably sharper, more muscular build. But right away, questions surfaced: were the pictures real or edited? Some even speculated they were meant to send a message to Canelo Alvarez ahead of their showdown. Showbiz pointed out that Crawford has always been known for his discipline in training, but the sudden buzz around his body transformation fueled plenty of debate. The reaction shows just how closely fans and analysts study every detail when a super fight of this scale is on the horizon.
Shredded wheat and amazing is this photo photoshopped, because this photo that Ilia Tapora posted of Terence Bud Crawford is the latest photo we've seen, and he looks just less impressive in this photo. Well, the question is really, when were the photos taken? All right, so when you look at this photo and you look at this photo and look at this video of Terence Crawford with His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh as Terence Crawford is working out, supposedly just yesterday, right? Which one is Terence Crawford's latest appearance? Because even though this is the latest photo you've seen, doesn't mean this is when the photo was taken. The only reason why people are confused is because this latest photo seems to have been taken in Vegas. And we're approaching fight week and Terence Crawford is already in Vegas. Hence the video with him with His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh in Vegas. Now, let me explain all of this. Well, first you gotta look at the hairstyles, right? Terence Crawford in this photo from Ilia Tapora, his hairstyle is totally different than this hairstyle here with Terence Crawford shredded wheat. It is also different than his hairstyle that he has here in the gym with His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. You can tell because you can tell how the hair braid, like how it's parted in this photo, and in this photo, they're more parted down the middle, where this video, it's slanted, it's in like a diagonal slant, which I'm thinking is his latest.
Adam Smith recently explained why he leans toward Terence Crawford over Canelo Alvarez, pointing to timing as the key factor. He noted that boxing isn't just about skill, it's also about facing the right opponent at the right stage of a career. Smith argued that Canelo has already gone through years of grueling fights against top-level opponents, and that wear and tear is starting to show. While Canelo is still an elite fighter, his speed, explosiveness, and sharpness aren't quite what they used to be. Crawford, on the other hand, is in what many call the prime of his career. He's undefeated, full of momentum, and shows no signs of slowing down. He's motivated, hungry, and eager to prove himself against the very best. According to Smith, this mix of form, timing, and ambition gives Crawford the edge. He believes Crawford is catching Canelo at a point where his skills have dipped just enough to make this the perfect chance for Crawford to step in, take control, and cement his legacy.
To be in Vegas to see, I think Terence Crawford beats Canelo, and I think that it's going to be his coming out party. I'd love to be there, and Canelo, of course, an all-time great. Yeah, but listen, I love Ireland, and I'm pleased to be in Belfast with the zone for Crocker and Donovan. There's something about an all-Irish fight which is fantastic, and it was great and controversial first time around. It's even bigger now, so yeah, let's chat over there and get on with it.
Just a quick one on Canelo Crawford. I heard you pick Crawford. You just said it there. How much of that is down to timing, and how much of that is down to styles?
A bit of both. I think Canelo is approaching 70 fights. He's been beaten before. Crawford remains undefeated. I think that the jump up is big, but I think he's got the speed, the IQ, the experience, the know-how to be able to handle it. If he's switched on for every minute, of every round. I think he wins, and I think he announces himself to the world on Netflix, and I think he deserves it. I think Terence Crawford's only been really known to the trade fans. Canelo, obviously, a bigger name, bigger star, and look, I fancy Crawford in this fight. Look, nothing against Canelo. Maybe it's a little bit of time in the skull fight. I don't know, but there's plenty that fancy Canelo. Be too big, too strong, too good. It's Crawford for me.